what the build-up has been like in the last few days? Do you see the real hunger and the desire in the players' eyes? Just how big a final is this, and how big an opportunity is it? How determined are the players?
Well, I would say I have full trust that everybody wants it. It is about, of course, it is about hunger, and it always on highest level in sport, it comes down to the question like, how bad do you want it? But I felt us very concentrated. I felt us very focused. I felt us very disciplined in the build-up of this week. I feel us with a genuine confidence, which is very nice to have, and which is a very nice feeling to arrive in a final. We had 2 training sessions in London. One yesterday we did a bit of a tactical session because today is obviously live. So today is the last training to find out the last details, to get the last feeling, and also more important for the players to get a feeling about the stadium and feel it, smell it. And the occasion is coming closer. And then from dinner today, we will have a countdown with 2 meetings tomorrow and the big match coming up.
Jacob Steinberg.
Hi, Thomas.
Hi.
How much of this do you think will come down to the tactical battle between you and Pep Guardiola? Obviously, you know, he's such a great manager, and it's so difficult to play against his team. Do you think it's about you versus him, or is it more than that?
It's much more than that. I would never suggest that it's me against him, because we don't have a match of tennis tomorrow. We arrive with our teams, and Pep will prepare his team, and I will prepare my team in the best way possible. We have 2 experiences now against them in different competitions, and 2 different matches, 2 different lineups. Tomorrow will be a very different lineup, I think, from Man City. But nevertheless, we have the experience of how much we had to suffer. We have the experience of how brave and how courageous we need also to play in certain moments of the game. For me, it's about about this tomorrow. It's always tough to play against City, Bayern, or Barcelona when Pep is at the sideline. They create, and he creates this team with this huge belief and this huge success and continuously winning mentality. So they are maybe in the moment the strongest team in Europe and maybe in the world, and they have a huge gap. They have built a huge gap between them and us in the league, but we closed the gap for 90 minutes in Wembley. We closed the gap for 90 minutes in City, and this is what we want to do tomorrow.
Ian Ladyman.
Hi, Thomas, can you hear me?
Yeah.
In your team and in Pep's team, there are 2 or 3 very promising and very prominent young English footballers. I just wanted to ask you, as a coach who has worked obviously in Germany and also in France, how the perception of English footballers in terms of their technical ability has changed over the last 4 or 5 years, if indeed you think it has.
I think football in general has changed. It becomes more technical and faster, and on every position play more and more all-rounder, because the strikers also defend. The strikers need to run. The strikers need to dribble. The strikers need to win ball backs. The midfielders, of course, they need to be able to do everything. The defenders attack spaces now with the ball, without the ball. They need to be brave and courageous to cover a huge space and not only sit deep. So the game in itself has changed, and this is a constant change. And so do the players who are the biggest part of this game. And well, you have a lot of young English talents in Bundesliga, so we were very well aware of it, of all that quality, and that does not change when you work in France or in England. I'm glad to have these players. They are in the moment in the toughest league in Europe. This is what shapes their attitude. Our club has a strong work ethic and is a strong club that sharpens your mentality, that sharpens your attitude. And this is very, very good. And from there on we go, and we rely on them and we trust them. They're a big part of our squad.
Andy Dillon.
Hi Thomas, can you hear me okay?
Absolutely.
Good. I hope you're well. You've said several times that you want to shape Chelsea into the team that people fear, that other teams don't want to play.
Mm-hmm.
I just wonder, are Manchester City that team at the moment? And what's your message to your young team in order to overcome that in the next 24 hours, please?
Well, it's a bit hard to answer in detail because these are the messages for my team. So we had some messages already yesterday in Cobham, and it's pretty much our routine to have tactical meetings, tactical sessions, to divide it in offense and in defense. And like I said, we are very well aware that that Man City is the benchmark with this team and this manager over the last years. But we are very well aware that in football, you are always able to close the gap, and we closed the gap twice, and this is the challenge for tomorrow. And how did we close the gap? We were courageous, we were brave, we were suffering together, and we were strong as a team. We had a strong belief, we had strong quality, and we did show up in every single minute, and this is it. This is pretty much it. These are now the headlines for it, but you need to break it down into behavior, into little details, and this is what we do with the team.
Any team news, please, as well? Injuries. Mendy, Kante.
Best news ever. No injuries, and I hope it stays like this till after the training today.
Nick Purewell.
Hi Thomas, just wondering, how do you practice penalties as a squad? And obviously, after what happened in the Europa League final, would Mendy or Kepa be ready to take a penalty if they were required to do it?
Well, I hope so. We always practice penalties when we face a match where it's possible that it's going to penalties. Can we simulate the pressure, the fatigue, the occasion, and how it will feel tomorrow? No, we cannot. But still, we believe that we can take care about some patterns and about a certain rhythm and a certain habit during penalties, which we did. And honestly, the penalty shootout was fantastic in terms of quality from the takers, which was I don't think I've ever saw something like this. 20 penalties in a row and no miss, and so strong and with such a great belief well taken. Let's see. We have the guys. We have identified the guys who should take the penalties for us. But I don't know who's in the end on the pitch. So we need to be well aware. But we are prepared. And in the end, if we go to penalties, we go in there together, and we go out of penalties together, no matter what happens.
Okay, we've got time for 3 more. John Murray, 5 Live.
Hi Thomas, I just wonder what personally you and your staff can do, what you can take from the experience you had of being in a Champions League final less than a year ago, and to try and make it go your way this time.
Yeah, but it's a different team and it's a very different situation. So if I was a player, I would not like my coach to talk about his personal experience in the last year. I don't think if I was a player that would help me. If we had this experience together, then we could use it and we could share it and we could grow from it. But it was. Like you said, for me and my staff, experience is a crucial thing in coaching. And after every match, I'm a bit a smarter coach and a more experienced coach. And this is the demand that I have to myself. So, of course, we learn our lessons from defeats. But it was, like I said, it was a 3-match tournament. It was a knockout tournament. It was Bayern Munich in the final. It was Paris, our team. So there's not so much where you can draw a line and say, yeah, this is the key point that we did wrong, or that we have to learn and then step up from that to make it happen. I don't think there is, but but like I said, we need every match to evolve as coaches, and this was a big part of it. We feel that we've come a long way. We have 6 matches played in Champions League together. Frank played with Chelsea a fantastic group stage, so we feel that we worked hard to be here, and we feel absolutely the hunger that we are not happy yet. We are not happy to be here. But we are not overexcited to be here. We want to be overexcited tomorrow after the match. We want to do the last step. We are here to win the trophy. Maybe a slight underdogs, but this does not change nothing. We want to close the gap, and we want to leave Porto with a trophy.
Okay, last 2, Pedro Alfonso and then Nazar Kinsella to finish. Pedro.
Hi, Thomas. How do you feel about to play another final in Portugal? And Guardiola always made tactical change when he played against you. It was like in Germany, also now in England, in the last 2 games. What tactical surprise do you expect tomorrow?
No, I don't know what to expect. Honestly, we have to wait. I'm not in Pep's head, and I'm not in the meetings, and I'm not in what he thinks and predicts. And just to make this clear, this is not about preparing a team. It's not about that I give them the impression that I know what's going to happen tomorrow. I simply don't know. I can just prepare them on several possibilities, on our principles, on the principles of the game that we can analyze from Man City. But in the end, I want to encourage them to be brave, to take actions, to stay active, to defend and attack with a certain aggression, and that we try to be the very, very best, that we have no regrets after this game. So this is what I encourage my team to do in all aspects of the game. It's not about prediction. It's not that I know what's going to happen. I simply don't know. So why should I pretend to know? I try to encourage everybody. I try to prepare several opportunities and prepare my team for that. And what was the first part of your question? I forgot. About?
How do you feel to play another final in Portugal?
Oh, I'm very happy to be back in Portugal. I have so many good memories being here, and I could have not imagined that I'm so often and have so often the possibility. Last time I was here in Porto, I was a huge admirer of the stadium. So now to be here again, and we played now against Porto, but we needed to play in Sevilla, and now to be here again in the stadium brings all these memories back. And we played also against the teams from Lisbon, Benfica, and Sporting, and we played the final 8 in Lisbon, and so now they brought it again into Porto, and it feels very, very good to be here. Everybody is super friendly. It's a fantastic stadium from a fantastic club that I watched from my early childhood when they played against Bayern Munich in the final, and so a lot of memories come up once you are here in Porto, and I'm very happy to share this with my family on the stands, and it means a lot to me.
Last question for Thomas, Nazar Kinsella.
Hi Thomas, congrats on reaching the final. I just wanted to ask you kind of what emotions are useful and what emotions do you want to avoid ahead of the final, and how can you sort of influence the players, after the training session today, in the evening or in the morning to feel the right emotions before the match?
Well, today, like yesterday, we were very concentrated, and we had to, because we had a tactical session, and it was in the manner that we normally do tactical sessions. But don't get me wrong, I don't want to pretend that this is a normal week, because it's not a normal week. So everybody feels different about it. But we arrive in the countdown is on for a big match, and maybe the biggest match in Europe. So it's a very exciting, it's a very, very demanding week, mentally, physically, and we need to get it right. We coaches need to get it right. Today, for example, was a very relaxed day. We had the possibility to enjoy some quality time on the hotel, the beautiful hotel, beautiful weather, to relax and to breathe a bit, and the atmosphere around it, to connect with our core, with our love to the game, with the passion that we all shared as little kids, and to connect to that. That was the day today. So I think the tension is building very naturally, and of course, if you can wish for something, we don't wanna arrive in the final overexcited, and we don't wanna arrive underexcited, like to play cool, although we are not cool. So the best thing is to admit your feelings. When you're nervous, you're nervous. You're not the only guy. Maybe the coaches as well, a bit nervous. To be nervous is also, you can use it to be on your best level. Pressure is sometimes a huge boost, and sometimes it's a big backpack to carry. So just admit it, and no words from some words maybe will help, but in general, let's be who we are, and we are a strong group, and we have a genuine trust and a genuine belief in what we do and what we are capable if we do things together. And tomorrow we will absolutely arrive together. Everybody will be here to be a strong Chelsea group to do the last step and to win this cup.